Hey guys, thanks for coming out, checking out Lithos and Lasers. I enjoy making tutorials for you, helping everybody learn how to use their Glowforge. I try to keep them short. As you'll see, it never happens. So sit back, relax. If you enjoy this content, it really helps if you hit like and subscribe. I hate to ask, but it really does help the channel and keep me motivated to make more tutorials. So without further ado, on to the content. Hello everybody, this is Terry from Lithos and Lasers, and I'm going to do a hopefully quick video about the different ways of doing your text on your signs, on your sports signs, etc. So what I'm going to do is show you the different ways that you can do text and how easy or hard each of those are. So I'm just going to quickly export this video out, or this file out. I need to do one thing real quick, and that is our text for scored. I need to have a second copy of that. Actually, I'm going to need a second copy of most of this text, so give me 1 second. See, I don't need that one. Don't really need that one. We're going to reuse what's already there. I do need these two down here. So I'm just gonna do that. Well, that's unfortunate there. Let's go. All right. So I'm going to export my selection. I like to use PDF. Do some text demo. And then come on over to the Glowforge. All right, so this design here, that's just me being fancy. There's no need for it, really. I'm going to cut that. I'm doing pretty good on my Lowe's whiteboard, currently at 160 full. Used to do 130. So, but I'm going to do that last as well. All right, so we're going to do painted. So what I'm going to do with painted is I'm going to do a score. This is kind of my go-to score. It's 300 speed, 40 power. That's going to be good enough. Next we're going to do inserted. So we're going to be cutting these letters out, painting them, and dropping them right back where they were. So we're back to 160 full on that. Thicker, we're actually going to, or we're going to cut this out, but then I'm going to put taller text in its place. So that's also going to be a cutout at 160 full. And scored, I'm just going to score that spot, and then we're going to try to use those score lines to glue letters on top and see how much that sucks. But I am dropping our power down just to give us an idea of where it was. I'm going to go to a power of 10. I believe we've got a 5-inch square. We do, so I'm going to make a second. I could have done this in Illustrator, but I'm going to do it right here. I'm going to do a 5-inch square for our back as well. So let's move this. And then I'm going to ignore these last two for the moment, because I'm going to cut them out of something else. So we're just going to go work on these real quick, and I'll meet you out at the Glowforge. All right, so we have our designs cut. Next up, we're going to get the two designs out of the Glowforge. One thing you can use to help you, especially with your text that is cut. Now, I went back in, I changed this to a 20 score because I didn't think that the 10 score was going to make it through that paper masking. So these two, those are cut out letters. So that's going to help us keep everything intact. Also, not so important for my demo, but in real life, you would want the center of this R probably. So this just helps keep it all intact. So I'm going to use the black side here. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to go set up the other two cuts for our thicker text and our text that we're going to glue on the top. So I don't think I'm going to film that part. At least I'm going to use another piece of scrap whiteboard to cut out the letters for scored, because they're going to be the same height. And then I probably will film cutting out the thicker letters that are going to get glued in. So I'll be right back. Alright, so now we're going to cut the letters that are going to get just glued on top of everything. And I went ahead and I added a small square or rectangle around it so that we can use that as a guide to help us glue our letters down. Because it gets pretty difficult to get them perfectly lined up. So we'll use this little rectangle as a guide. You'll see in a second. Not a great angle. And we're going to use the tape again to take that out as one piece. Sorry for the weird angles. I haven't hired a cameraman yet. Alright, so next one is going to be just a continuation of this clip, and that's going to be cutting out our thicker words out of this, which is this is point 20. Alright, so that's done. What I've done in the meantime is I pulled our masking from the front and I put it on the back. Next I'm going to pop our text out, and it's going to stay on the masking just so it doesn't blow around while we are spray painting it. Alright, I just peeled the masking from scored here, and I'm gonna paint it a color. I decided we are replacing thicker, so I don't actually have to keep this one. I did also remove the masking from inserted. We're going to be painting that and inserting it, and then this one here that says painted, we're going to peel the masking off of it, and then we're going to spray paint in this spot. Now I see, looks like some masking disappeared there. Hopefully not. Maybe that's just whiter, but this isn't production anyway, so it is what it is. Okay, so we are now ready to paint. All right, we're going to do 4 colors. Our painted, I'm going to do green. Inserted, I'm going to do blue. Scored, we'll go red. And thicker, and try yellow. Yellow sucks. Oh well. There we go. So we're going to give that a few minutes to dry, and then I'll see you at the table where we will insert all of these items. Before we go assemble everything, how I stick these things together is paint's dry. You want to shoot the back of this, not the surface of this, because you'll have glue where you don't need it. I use Super 77. A little more separation there. Just a coat. Trying to find a flat surface with one hand. Ah! All right, we're together. Press down. We're even. That's the same way I did those. Super 77, press it together. All right, now we'll go assemble. All right, so we have our parts here to assemble. First thing I'm going to do, I'm going to make a little pontoon for scored. So the reason is we don't want glue to stick to our sign, and we don't want to glue our template down along with our letters. So I'm just adding a little bit of super glue. Right now, I'm gonna make a little, I can grab it. You can use a little sticky dot if you have one. Just something to get you off of the surface. Doesn't have to be even, nothing special. So we did that first, we consider aside and dry. So next, we're gonna go to the one that says painted. So this piece of tape was because I peeled some masking off the bottom. So that was a point of that. You could save this step for last if you wanted, but okay. I got pretty lucky with painted. It mostly came off all in one shot there, huh? So Just cleaning it up. So we got a little bit left right there. Nope. All right. So a little bit of cleanup to do after we're done here. I don't have anything right next to me. I showed you guys a trick the other day on how to get rid of this masking that's tedious, and that's using Gorilla Tape. Just tape across it, press down, peel up, and this should all come right off. But that's also out by the Glowforge, so we'll make do. Last little bit. As we can see, painted already looks good. So the idea is when we're done, you can see the different methods and decide what's best for you. Got to clear off that little bit. I need that little ice pick blade I had out there. A little bit in the A and the D. All right, the D was masked after all. Cool. Yeah, I can clean that up. So let's go with inserted. So these are our normal size. They are going to look basically like painted does. Let me find my glue. I just put a little drop, little spots inside. I have gel and liquid. I like the liquid for this one because it runs down there a little bit easier and flows. Gives a little bit more spread. The center of the R and the D I did keep, and they're out in the other room. So this would be your cheerleader's name, the name on the back of your soccer outfit, or your football jersey. As you see, this is going pretty quick. The main takeaway from this one will be that it's a little bit more work involved, and your payoff is almost identical to painted. Yeah. So next up, we're going to do thicker. So thicker is the same idea as inserted, however thicker is a lot thicker wood. So it's actually going to be 3D, like the bottom row is going to be also, but with way less work than the bottom row. Can you tell I'm dreading the bottom row? I don't like that way. But we'll show you how to do it all. So, now my paint job on this one wasn't as great, so don't fault the look of it based on the paint. We're really going with the design. right. My daughter is obviously seeing something funny on the internet. You can hear her giggling. And she's got a headset on so she can't hear me talking about her. Alright, so we've got inserted, we've got painted, we've got thicker, which is my favorite, and then we've got this guy. So we're going to peel, we're going to launch the S onto the floor, because that is totally something that's going to happen to you. Pause while I find it. Look right there. It's right there. Anyway. All right. So we've got all of our letters, and we've got the middle of the D for whatever reason. So you see how we're hanging out up here on top. So let me move some stuff and get the camera zoomed in so you can see what's going on. So the idea we're going to grab, I'm going to reuse this piece of tape. We want to get this perfectly lined up. That's where our score lines come in. All right. And do the other side. With this method, you also need something above and below that you can tape to. All right. So, like before, we're going to be dropping glue down in there. The difference is we're not going to be gluing our template to our background. If you had just sat this down to glue your letters, there's a good chance that your template would be glued down to. So I'm going to put them all into place, and then I'm going to go grab my little ice pick and push everybody down flat before removing our template. All right, I grab the toothpick. All right, so let's push everybody down. Okay. So you could pull it right now, but there's a chance you're going to move stuff. So I would give it a second before you took your template off. Something I've also learned, I'm not going to cover it at the moment, but if you have letters that you need to put back, like I need to put, actually I don't think I need to. But if you wanted to put the center of the O, the R, and the D back, spray painting this little guy is quite the challenge. But like Crayola markers, Sharpie markers. Sharpie that, drop it back in the hole. Nobody's gonna know. It's a slightly different shade of red or anything. You got the shadow from the letter anyway. So, and then something I was doing on my larger signs is my inserted piece was out of the like the whiteboard. So my insert was lower than my big letters when I was doing those letters. So, what do you think? Should we try it? Let's pull the raft. This guy. All right, so painted, inserted, thicker, and scored. You can see, don't tell anybody, my raft moved a little bit. That's mostly because I was filming and I couldn't get directly overhead. So we'll look at it like this, huh? All right, so text 4 ways. These two are pretty much equivalent. The only difference is you got to contend with center parts when you do this way. And it's a bit more work, and I don't really see a payoff. So I would go either painted or the thicker method. Those are the winners. These are the losers. This is the hard loser. So I hope that was helpful for you guys. This is Terry at LIthos and Lasers, thanking you for watching and subscribing, and thanks for liking everything I do, guys. Night.